Hey there, this is Sam from One Deep Breath, and I want to make a quick video going over the differences between chest breathing and diaphragmatic breathing, why you should almost always be breathing out of the belly as opposed to the chest. And the first thing I want to go over is that diaphragmatic breathing in conjunction with nose breathing, and I've got a full video on that, is one of the single most important things you can do for your health. There's good scientific grounding in this. Now, the first reason is that chest breathing is inherently a fight or flight mode sympathetic nervous system response. And the reason for this is that our lungs are intimately connected with both the fight or flight mode and the rest and digest mode, the parasympathetic nervous system of our body. But how the breath influences whether we're in a fight or flight mode or a rest and digest mode depends primarily on which part of the lungs are being used for the breath. Now, the nerve endings at the top of the lungs, primarily connected to the fight or flight mode, the sympathetic nervous system. The nerve endings near the bottom of the lungs and the nerve that's actually engaged when we breathe out of our stomach, the diaphragm, is called the vagus nerve, and it activates the parasympathetic rest and digest mode. So on a biological level, chest breathing is an emergency response. And you've probably experienced this. If you ever have a panic attack or an anxiety attack or even an intense physical exercise, maybe you get done with a run or whatever, you're outside, you're like, oh my God, your chest is moving up and down, your shoulders are bouncing, and that's to prepare your body and mobilize various energy storages throughout your body for battle, for fight, for exercise, for athletic events, for things like that, which is, again, is great in those circumstances. Not so great when you're pissed off in your car driving to work, or annoyed by a coworker, or stressed out from scrolling through social media. So the key is to use the diaphragm to pump the vagus nerve, which again is connected to the parasympathetic nervous system, our body's rest and digest mode. Now, another benefit of diaphragmatic breathing is that the lungs and the biological mechanisms that take oxygen and transport it throughout the bloodstream when you breathe through the diaphragm are up to 7 times more efficient than the top of the lungs. So if we breathe through the diaphragm, what it allows us to do is do a lot more with less air, which has huge benefits, not just in terms of energy usage and things like that, but also stress, anxiety, issues like asthma. It can allow us to kind of bring our body back into coherence with its natural need for air. It's estimated that the vast majority of us are overbreathers based on clinical studies of some so-called healthy individuals. Most of us take in considerably more air than patients did in previous generations. That could be due to factors like lack of exercise, diet, things like that. But the fact of the matter remains, rates of stress are at all-time high, and meanwhile, breathing rates and breathing volume are also at all-time highs. And that makes sense when you consider that hyperventilation overbreathing is a result of stress. So diaphragmatic breathing is also more efficient. There's no secret. You don't have to buy. There's a bunch of devices out there. There's a bunch of exercises you can do. I think the easiest way to train yourself to breathe diaphragmatically is to take one hand, put it on your chest, take your other hand, put it on the belly, and as you breathe, allow this hand on the belly to move, do all the work, every single aspect, the inhale and the exhale, rising on the inhale, contracting on the exhale, and allow this hand and the shoulders to stay totally level. Just do that a couple times a day throughout the day, and slowly you'll start to build up the habit. The average adult engages less than 10% of the diaphragm, according to James Nestor. So like any muscle, you're gonna have to work it, but the benefits are gonna be worth it. So again, I actually find it easiest to start on an exhale. So we'll do one together here. So put one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. Now exhale fully, squeeze the belly inwards as far as you can. Now as you inhale, simply allow the belly to rise outwards. Exhale, bring the belly inwards and out. And just do that. Make sure your chest and your shoulders are staying level, and in no time it's going to be a habit that'll help you beat stress and anxiety. So appreciate the time. Hope to see you again soon. Hey there, this is Sam from One Deep Breath. If you want more resources on how to upgrade your health with the breath, check out the link in the description below to request early access to the Android and iOS One Deep Breath app. I'm looking forward to hearing what you think, and I'll see you again soon.